Forgot. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now. I'm coming. Okay. Am I gonna? Jesus. Hi, guys. I did that terribly. I didn't think you guys would show up. So, hi. Sorry it took so long. How's everybody doing? I'm not gonna cough. Good morning. Not even close. Good afternoon, guys. Sorry about that. Okay. Pop out chat. Live chat. I hate this. I really don't want to do a cough drop. How you just was watching me shop at the Walmart for Angel Tree gifts? I did not handle that kind of emotional stress well, did I? Sorry, I have something on my nose. Good morning. Hi. Hi, Jen from KC. Oh, Ashley's talking to you, Jen. Ashley from snowy Minnesota. Wildly jealous about that. I'm so jealous about that. Is anyone here from, did you guys see my state when I sat down? Anybody want to guess what state we're coming in from? Here, I'm going to cover it so I can take a sip. Jesus, that's hot. I wish I had snow. You guys are such buttholes for having them. You picked the same helmet and don't be jealous about the snow, but I am, so shut up. It is hot. It's mostly hot here. Not Arizona. Good job, Ashley, for guessing, though. New Mexico. You were guessing New Mexico. I was like, wait, are you going to New Mexico? That'd be crazy. Bye, Meg. Thanks for being here for the moment that you were here, sweetheart. Utah, no. Okay, I've lost interest in this state. Oh, hey, Caleb Rayla. How are you, stupid? Tell our husband that I hope he's not mad at me. Okay. It has a prairie dog, Boomer's Paradise. Do I have Lemsip or Beecham's? Genuinely don't know what you're talking about, to be honest. Is it a cough medicine? Is that a type of tree? Oklahoma. Good job, Ashley. What is a Lemsip or a Beecham, Raver? It also has this giant man. Who is that? Why is he wearing such aggressive panties? Is he naked with panties or is he wearing a bodysuit and that's the outfit he wears? What is this? A bison over here. A shopping cart. Why? Why, you guys? Why is it a shopping cart? He's not green, Janine. How did you not see that he was clearly not? Oh, he does. I didn't even look at it like that. Sad. Panties is such a weird word. That's why I chose it, because it's a terrible word. He's not green. Stop saying panties. I'm sorry, I'll stop saying panties as soon. I didn't know panties was a trigger word. Some people say panties, but a lot of people don't say panties. You know what I mean? Where do we land on the panty talk? Okay, I'm done for now. Oh, it's like Theraflu. No, I did not. It's like Theraflu. I did not know what that was. It's not Burning Man. Burning Man's in Nevada, isn't it? Okay, but why a shopping cart? Do you guys suffer from abandoned shopping carts? Why is there why did I not notice that there's a random ass Walmart shopping cart right here? They ran out of other things because, like, Oklahoma's a sad state, I guess, because look at how many bison. 1, 2, 3. They're just like, I don't know, just do like 16 bison and then they'll just not notice. Hi, Jen Davis. Oh, is that a parking meter over the shopping cart? Yes. That absolutely looks like what it is. Hold on. It's a parking meter. Do you guys struggle with your parking? What is going on with that? Why so much? What is this? I bet this is like your state penitentiary. You're like, you know what I love? I love state penitentiary, regulating parking meters, shopping, and I feel passionately about men's panties. Acá Tormento Chocolata Viento Abeth. Shut up, Sultan. Hold on. I don't know what that says. Viendo is like watching Beth. You are currently drinking a hot chocolate while watching Beth. Those are his tidy whities. Okay, is this inappropriate? It's not a parking meter. That's a dispenser thing in the women's bathroom. We feel strongly about men's panties and feminine hygiene products. Coca. Um, hi, Rick the Jerk. Um, this is probably wildly inappropriate. So no one tell anybody I said this. Like, let's keep it between us, right? You, me, and the internet. Mark was changing his clothes and I took his boxer briefs and I tugged them up to look like briefs. And then we laughed nonstop about how ridiculous that would look. I was like, this is what you would look like if you wore like 80s man's panty briefs. Like, thank you, Sultan. I can't, I could not speak Spanish, but I often can read it. Is that an oil thing or a fire tower? Why would there be a fire tower in Oklahoma? Do they have a lot of forest fires in Oklahoma that you need that? I would think it was oil. It's Oklahoma. It's got to be oil, right? An oil rig. It doesn't look like an oil rig, actually. That looks nothing like an oil rig. Maybe that's just like somewhere for him to rest his arm. It's not a water tower, though. Look, it doesn't look water towery enough. Are there still wild bison? I don't think we have any wild. Um, there's a lot of bison like in zoos and protected lands. I don't think do they have a lot of forests in Oklahoma? No, I don't think so. It's the prairie. I don't remember driving through being like, "Oh yeah, check out these forests." They have trees, but not like forests. I'm not gonna go blow my nose, but also enter the abyss. Okay, speaking of singing Oklahoma, like not really because Oklahoma, where the winds go sweeping through the plains. You know what's hard for wind to go sweeping through? Forests. The trees. There are still wild bison in South Dakota. Okay, wait, do we like Michelle for giving us facts, or is Michelle a lying liar who lies to us? So close to Jesus's birthday, Michelle. Are there still wild bison in America? 12 states. Okay, well, if it starts out with 12 states, more. Yellowstone National Park. I feel like that doesn't count because it's a national park. I feel like they're pampered wilds. Like, I mean, I guess they like Utah, Theodore Roosevelt National Park. That's North Dakota. National Bison Range in Montana. Okay. I'm sweating. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Come closer. Not lying. Custer State Park has a herd. That makes sense. Also, I hate that Custer State Park is in South Dakota, but they have like Custer Park in North Dakota and like a house that Custer lived in once. And so I feel like they should have unified the Custerness of it all. Did you guys know that Custer really was only became kind of like a hero-ish, like, if you will, because his wife like hardcore launched a PR campaign after he died in kind of absolute disgrace. Um, so that it wasn't as embarrassing being his widow. It's Saturday. Hi, Lexi. Tutor hater. Whose name in here is tutor hater? Whose name? Scrolling, gonna block the crap. Why? Why is your name tutor hater? How dare you? How dare? Sorry, I'm trying. I think your butt is overrated. I think um I'm healthy. I just still get a lot of I don't want to say throat congestion. Let's think of another way of saying that. I cough sometimes. Maybe they're Irish. We have lots of reasons to hate tutors. You know what? It's been a while, Raver. Move along. Get over things. Also bless you. No, I never sneezed. How dare? Nah, tutor hater can hang out. We're just gonna murder them later. That's a joke, YouTube. So, anyways, what are we doing today? What's everybody up to? I am keeping the Vlogmas streak alive. Do we like Vlogmas so far? I know that yesterday's video went so sideways, but I'm really happy that I found the angel tree and I dropped the stuff off. However, shut up. It was 4, Lexi, you absolute idiot. Um, Somebody in my comments, what was sideways about it? I never got my vase, forgot what I was doing halfway through. Why all of this sneezing all of a sudden that I'm absolutely not doing? What is happening? I am allergic to everything, Jamie. Um, I'm sorry, Michelle, that or Michael. Wait. I've been calling Michael Michelle this whole time. Sorry, Jen from Oklahoma, that I keep calling you Michelle, even though the name on there is Michael, but your name is actually Jen. Stop ruining my life. Um, you're looking forward to getting in bed in about 3 hours. Yes, Jane, good job. Proud of you. Were you out tending your sheep all day? I imagine that you and Raver have a lot of sheep. Oh, um, somebody in my comment section of my video said that Leapfrog is a Marvel character. When I looked it up, it's like, yes, technically, but, like, so kind of obscure that there's no way I could have gotten any of the, figurines because he's he's not even current Marvel, he's, like, old school comic books. Michael is Jen and Casey. Wait, no, I was right, right? No. Quit ruining my life. Um, Stop covering the camera and muting. You take away the Sneak Pervs compilation video content. Yep. Oh my god. So, um, he's way old Marvel, so I don't think that that's what that could possibly have been referencing, but now I'm having an absolute panic that I should have gone Marvel. What I could do I'm sorry for the sniffles. What I could do, I know that they are sorting stuff. It is a damn children's toy. I was getting so stressed. Jean, I do hope your puppy's still better, honey. I'm sorry. Um, she seemed like she knew the family particularly well. So I wonder if I drive back to the this is overthinking it. But what if I go back to the fairgrounds, find that lady, ask if she knows him personally and if he would prefer Marvel products? Then I would take all of my Star Wars stuff back with me, return it to Walmart, get Marvel stuff, and then drop it off. I don't know. Ew, and then guess what? Ooh, this makes me so mad. Yes, that's true, Lexi. That's all I could think. And Leapfrog was under several genres. Like, I looked at a couple different tags, and there were quite a few that said Leapfrog as the genre. I don't know. Okay, yeah, Raver, I'll try that. Just one more time blowing my nose. So, there was this, like, old lady behind me when I was checking out. The other frustrating thing was when I was checking out at Walmart, um, I asked for a gift receipt, and she's like, "Oh," and she tried to figure it out, and she couldn't print a gift receipt, right? And then I was like, "Well, how do we figure this out?" And she just couldn't. She's like, "Wild, right?" Anyway, and just, like, didn't do it. And there was a line forming behind me. So, yay! Hi, Amber. Happy to save you. Um, so then Calvin reads mostly comics, to be honest. Most of his books that he reads is comic formats. Oh, thank you, Cleo. Um, you don't need to say it ever, Lexi. Just start yelling at me. Um, you guys, what was that? Okay, so she wasn't doing it, and I was starting to get a little frustrated, and I was already worried about getting the wrong gift, right? Good morning, Robin. And this older lady behind me was like, "Oh, you're too generous with your kids." My kids, I always had like an established gift limit. And I was like, "Oh, awesome. Thank you for your comments on what I am purchasing. This isn't for my kids. These are angel tree gifts, and I really want to let them have something that they want." Like, also, it's a bike. Those, yeah, sure, bikes are expensive, but what was I supposed to do? Be like, I can get you a tire. I'll get you a helmet. Like, you kind of have to get the one bike, right? And so I was like, oh, and then she goes, "Oh, then you're too generous." And I was like, okay, that it's very inappropriate to comment on other people's groceries or what they're purchasing. I taught my kids that a long time ago. And then she goes, "Oh, well, once I did that and I saw the mom." No, you didn't, because it's very anonymous. She goes, "Returning my gifts, maybe similar gifts." She goes, "And buying electronics." I was like, how long did you follow her through Walmart? You watched the exchange process and then you watched her buy electronics. I would assume for herself is the way this was going. She goes, "That just turned me off of things." And I was like, "Okay, fine. I'm sorry that you are out here sucking the joy out of the world because you had a bad experience, but like, why are you spreading it? Why are you being such just an absolute YouTube banned word?" I get it all the time. It's so much where you're just like, "Okay, well, mind your own goddamn business. How about that? You don't have to do anything positive, but stop being deliberately negative." So that was bizarre to me. It was so weird to me. Why is she commenting? Like, first of all, thank you for casually shading my parenting style, which I just feel like she would have gotten some intake on my parenting to shade it. I don't think there's room for improvement in my parenting. I'm just not a good parent. I'm a good parent. My kids like me. But yeah, it was such a weird experience. Um, I find it so odd when people give they just give you advice everywhere, and you're just like, "Oh, okay, that was fun." I can't establish a gift limit. We don't have the same means each year. That's a really good point. Um, right, there's no right way within reason. Yes, I don't, it was wild to me where I was like, "Well, your mom's dead, but I would like to speak with her about how she taught you to behave in public because you're kind of sucking at it." Um, Maybe her mom's alive and 172. But what was I gonna say with that? Terrible person in line, bad parenting. Can't believe you didn't vent that yesterday as soon as you left. I can't believe that either, actually. I think what it was is, I don't know. I don't know why I didn't talk about that. I didn't get the gift receipt. Ugh. The woman at the cash register, she's like, "You can take it to customer service, return everything, and purchase everything again and get a gift receipt from them." And I was like, "Well, I'm not doing that." Fine. So, your mom wasn't saying that to me the other night. Damn it, I should have said that. Now I'm mad at myself. Cat. Oh well, it's fine. It'll be fine. Everything can be fine. Just can scan my receipt and give me one. Maybe I can do that because I am going back on the 19th and helping. So I might be able to tuck. Do you think they wrap the gifts there? Or they give it to the family unwrapped and the family's supposed to choose to wrap or otherwise? Because I know for my family, I know Santa chooses to do things differently for every family, but for my family, Santa never chose to wrap the gifts that he dropped off. He just dropped them off. But family gifts were wrapped. So it would be hard. That was the other thing, Janine, is because when they said drop them off, they were like, just tie the bag really tightly and leave it under the tree. And I was like, there is no bag. I just felt very uncomfortable with it. It depends on the organization because that would giant bow would be good. Um, yeah. So I feel like it's common that Santa doesn't wrap because he's doing so much stuff anyways that wrapping would be um you should wrap the bike like it's something totally not a bike, like a fridge or something. Calvin was talking about trying to do that. He wanted to do something like that. He thought it would be really funny. Um, hey tall girl. Hi Casey. Santa sets out things here for my 22-year-old, right? And okay, you guys, I'm going to give I should probably tell it to the masses at large. There are some people here who do watch with their tiny humans. Coming up, I will be doing footwear near the fireplace preparation programming. And I was considering doing it. Oh no, because my idiots watch my channel sometimes. So never mind, that's not gonna happen. It is not time efficient, and that man has so much to do. So I that's understandable. Please read cards thoroughly. Not every family is celebrating Christmas, but still has a winter holiday. Isn't the Salvation Army super religious? I feel like it's a heavily Christian. Am I confusing it with something else? I thought they were like a super Christian one. Um, because it's called an angel tree. Angels, Catholic only. Trees should be Catholic only, but everybody has it. We let you guys have trees, idiots. No, Jean. We had a very serious talk about that, but it is always our intention to behave like we do, just because we don't I'm trying really hard not to be too big. We don't want to take away that from for any other families. Trees are pagan. Get Jesus! Hopefully that helps. Um, surrounded by just pagan assholes that don't even really bother to change their leaves. You really wanted me to wear one of the footed onesies? That would be fun. Um, thought the angel tree was for Make-A-Wish. I misspoke in it. The angel tree is Salvation Army. They are everywhere. Surrounding me. Next time you have a Karen to deal with, call me. I don't have Catholic guilt or inner filter. I have my moments where sometimes I'm like, okay, we're gonna play this real cool. Who knows what she's going through? Maybe she's having a bad day. Like I try to have compassion. And then some days I'm like, guess what? You picked the wrong bath. And I get all cranky. Um it's fine. I do feel sad that she felt soured on showing general kindness to people. And you know what? There is some chance, maybe not huge. I don't know what the chance is, but there is a non-zero chance that they take most of the gifts and return them for cash and spend it on booze. Sure. But okay, I can't control what they do. And that doesn't mean I'm going to lose my compassion for people just because I can't make them do what I want them to do. Eventually, I'll be able to make everybody do what I want them to do, but we are in the establishing phases of me becoming a dictator. You have to go in with kindness and then slowly trick everybody. I told my parents they were liars when you were a kid because you had a wood burning stove on your fireplace surrounds. Magic, cats. It's magic. That's how that happens. Um, my granddaughter Elf gave birth on the Christmas tree. Okay, put a pin in that, April. Basically forgot to move and she thought it died, so it turned out she was in labor and she was watching me watch you. Granddaughter's Elf gave birth in the tree. That's crazy. That's so funny. Also, are you guys getting a lot of animals giving birth content right now? I've watched a moose give birth and a horse give birth. 2 horses. 2 horses give birth. Is it because I talked about giving birth and watching birth in my last live stream and YouTube's like, "I know what you like," right? It's a lot of watching people have watching animals have babies, which I'm fine with. I love that. You guys, I saw a really cute one. I saw a really cute one. It was very, 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 very funny. So, um, it was a peacock, right? And just me pervert. I like what I like. It was a peacock, and the peacock hatched all of its babies, except one, and then left, right? Was like, gotta go, peace out. And the owner lifted up the egg and like shined a light through it and saw that the peacock was still viable in there. So she put it under her broody chicken. And the chicken hatched the peacock and like raised it. But peacocks are enormous. And so like after a while, this chicken's basically like half on, half off of this peacock that the chicken's just like trying to balance and stuff like that. And then eventually the peacock's like 3 times the size of her and is like, I guess I can't climb under mom anymore, but like still follows her around. And the chicken's like, here's where the food is. And it's just so adorable. No, Jennifer, I didn't. Sunny's here. Hi, Sonia. Her name's Sonia from South Africa. Welcome, sweetheart. Did you know there's peacocks in the desert in Glendale, Arizona? Yes, I did know that. I know everything. Also, why? Also, I wanna see a Roadrunner. Mark saw a Roadrunner and sent me a picture of it, and I was absolutely delighted. You saw that one? It's so funny and cute. I loved it so much. Questionable algorithm. They make me so happy. I love it when stuff like that happens. Also, the amount that I want to find an abandoned possum and raise the possum. Beep, beep. What, Beverly? How are you moving into? Okay. I try to be careful where I give my money to, reasonable. My coworker had her kids receive Christmas anonymous gifts. She picked them up in her Hummer and proceeded to complain about the gifts they got. That's a risk. It's a huge risk. I have found that ingratitude, which is a word, you used to think roadrunners were made up, but babe, you live in a stupid country. So that's fine for you. I don't judge you. I always expect you to think dumb things because it's got to be hard. Your blood's all in your head all the time, constantly upside down. I'm just proud of you for being able to type out sentences correctly. Oh, he does say beep, beep, beep. Thanks, Beverly. I forgot that I said the word roadrunner. Okay. What else do we think was made up for like way too long? Let's all confess the things we thought were true for way too long. You get monthly reminders to keep small children from chasing the peacocks that roam free at the KC Zoo. That's funny. I really do love that. Um, opossums, they're so cute, Brett. They're adorable. Tasmanian devils, I did think were made up, and then I was kind of disappointed to see that they were real. The tooth fairy, that's true. Um, Possums are adorable. They just feel like me. Like they just have their babies and they look like they're struggling. Like they yeah, maybe she put on mascara, but she didn't wash her face the night before and she's living off of coffee and vibes. I couldn't fall asleep last night. My insomnia, my perimenopause joy. Um, I was up until about 3:30 and then I fell asleep a little bit, and then Kesha decided she needed to go outside to go to the bathroom. But the thing is that Kesha needed the most perfect spot to go to the bathroom, and that takes investigation time and a lot of spinning. And then finally, I was able to get back to bed, and then I woke up at like 8. Oh, jackalopes looks just that's not real. You thought a woodchuck was a bird? Not animal related. I thought, pineapples were grown on trees because pine cones are on trees and apples grow on trees, and I had never seen a pineapple tree. And then I moved to Hawaii as a soldier where Dole has their farms. Yeah, they grow on bushes. Kinda like 6, 7, kinda like avocados. I mean, artichokes. And that I don't know if you guys have seen artichokes grow, but they kinda grow up on one big stem and then kind of loop over. That's how don't Google that. I wouldn't Google that if I were you. Children hide from you what? Hold on. Cow tipping, right. If you go outside with wet hair, you'll die, not just get split ends. Is that what causes split ends? When you were a little girl, you thought cats were all girls and dogs were all boys. I love that so much. Um, thank you, Renee. I always thought pineapples grew like coconuts and bananas. I kind of thought so too. They don't. It's a bummer. Also, there's a myth in Hawaii that if you're pregnant, you can steal 1 pineapple per day to eat. You always thought pneumonia was just a fancy word for flu. I hate it when people are like, "Oh, um, if you get this, it can turn into that." Like, and you're just like, "No, that's a completely different virus. Like, that's a different bacteria. Shut up. Stop saying stuff like that." Hi, Auntie. How are you, sweetie? You saw a dead armadillo? Oh, I think armadillos are really cute. Belly up. Somebody laid a beer bottle on him like he was holding it. That makes me super happy. Your sister and your siblings and you were devastated when somebody lied to you about Santa, and so your sister was honest with her kids. Okay, I just think we should lie to our kids. I just do. I'm not licking the armadillos. You were such a fun sponge, Janine. Nobody's gonna touch the effing armadillos. They're cute. Do you know how fast they run? They run so effing fast. I couldn't pet an armadillo if I wanted to. I can't run that fast. Nobody can run as fast as an armadillo when you scare it. If you're not lightly seasoning it with cinnamon powder, like my husband does, they run. You had an armadillo give birth under your house. Mine was absolutely trying. The babies came out, were so cute to play with. Oh my god, I love them. They're covered in leprosy. Fast talking Beth is scary. I'm sorry. My coffee kicked in. I think people should know the truth about Santa. He lives in the North Pole and there are no penguins there. Wow. That's rude. There are Christmas penguins. Uh your 10-year-old asked me why parents lie to their kids. Oh, Renee, I have a really good story for that. I have a really good reason for that. Okay. So here's what I tell my kids all the time, and we still talk about it. You're born with a certain quantity of childhood in you. You get to have child inside of you. You're 100% child, right? And you get to have all of that in you. Now, as you grow, the goal is to keep as much child inside you as you can for as long as you can, because once you give it away and you trade it for information, once you give it away, you can't get it back and you just get a little bit of adult. You get some grown up in you. And so parents want to give their kids the most child that they can for as long as they can. So we deposit joy and we deposit magic and wonder. And it's one of the best parts about being a parent. So we are facilitating joy and wonder and trying to keep that childhood inside your heart as long as you can. So when you have to change it, you have to exchange it for a little bit of grown up knowledge, then you get to see what it is from our side and you get to know what you get to do for your children. It's not about lying, it's about creating a beautiful wonder world for them. And sometimes my kids ask me things like, "Oh, what about this?" Right? And I tell them, like when it's a particularly grown up question that they've asked me, I say, "Okay, this is going to have a really grown up answer for you. And we are going to have to trade some of that child for some of that adult. Would you like me to answer it now? Or do you want to hold on a little bit?" And sometimes they choose, they're like, "Nope, I need to know the answer." And sometimes they say, "You know what? Actually, I don't need to know that right now." So no, my Dee Dee, we exchanged for adult information last year. So and it makes me so happy. And I don't and we don't even use the brutal truth on adults. Like, we don't do it for fully formed grown-ups. We don't do that. So, why do we have to treat our kids with more defined edges than we do for others? Like, I will tell you that outfit looks pretty. I'd be like, "Oh, you know what? You're so excited about that. I do love your haircuts." You know, I you when people are like, I just say it as it is. It's like, "Okay, well, then you're a bitch." You should be able to round the edges for people you love. Um, yeah, are you ready to know the grown-up answer? Because it will change things 100%. We do that a lot. Your dad passed away. I'm sorry, auntie. That is so heartbreaking. Um, and especially around the holiday, that's particularly hard, auntie. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't lost my dad, so I don't know if the timing makes it worse. The Hogfather is a pretty good explanation when we lie to children. I love that. No, I haven't, but, the name The Hogfather is kind of weird. Not so late, but you are so dead to me, clicker. Mum, and this year my daughter does the elf for us. We never did the elf. It absolutely terrified my kids. They could not handle the idea of it. The last childhood memory you have, like a magical memory, was a Christmas presents appearing under the tree when you were 6, maybe 7, 6, 7. Um, which I love. Oh my god, finally, finally, finally. I've been waiting so long. Calvin looked at the reindeer with the chocolate in it and he goes, "Can I have a Hershey's Kiss?" And I said, "Yes." And he goes, "How many can I have?" And I go, "I don't know, 6, 7." And then he died. You're very blunt now because your family used to take advantage of you and twist your words. Hate that. But you are less blunt with your kids. I mean, we are very clear about things like, um, my kids knew baseline at a pretty young age how babies came out of women. Like they understood generally. They're like, how does the baby come out? I was like, oh, through the vagina. Unless there are complications, then the doctor cuts open the stomach, pulls the baby out because it's actually not that. I think we like vaginas are sexual. I'm sorry. Vagina, Brett, um, are very sexual. I think we think of it, we connect it with sex, probably because also you have to have sex to have babies. So we, for some reason, feel like we need to pretend like that part doesn't happen, but it's very uh, okay. It takes longer, sure, but vomiting is also really gross and abrupt and coming out the wrong, like just shocking. But we are like, yep. Sometimes you eat and the food won't stay in, and then it comes back out, and sometimes it also goes out your nose, and that's hard. No, I don't mean vulva. I mean vagina. I That is what it's called. It's a rebrand. I don't care. If you can call Q-tips Q-tips or Kleenex Kleenex, I'm on the edge of not decorating at all for Christmas. Clicker, that's fine, sweetie. You don't have to. You can decorate next year. Vagina TM. Now you guys owe me $1,000,000. Bye. Have fun, honey. It is the same. I don't care that it's your vulva. I don't care. Nobody called it that for the longest time. And then abruptly we're like, technically, the canal is the vagina and everything else is the vulva. Like, I don't care about your technicalities. Everybody calls it that. It's fine. I vagina as I go. Should tell my husband that. Vulva does not sound worse. Like, first of all, it sounds like a car. And also it can I get like uvula, right? The uvula, the dangly in the back of your mouth. Uvula, right? Also kind of reminds me of vulva. And I'm like, can we not? You just try to stay positive around your 2 boys? I love that, auntie. You should. Um, so thanks. I need to hear that. Wait, what did you need to hear? I forgot. Clicker. That you were dead to me? Oh no, that you don't have to decorate for Christmas. It's fine. All of this is optional, my love. You used to think that uvula was tonsils, right? Well, some people have Vulcans in the back of the mouth. I almost read that as a Vatican in the back of their mouth. And I was like, I mean, I think it was more common than we like to admit. uh, as long as it's not saying derogatory. I say derogatory things all the time. Vulva. It's just a dumb word. I don't like that word. Hmm. Oh, sorry. Yeah, now I see. I just thought you were sprinkling vulva into the chat for fun, which is fine. I understand that you have a hard time because you're Australian and that makes things hard for you, and that's okay. I don't know why you're so obsessed with your downstairs, our Beth. Got a typo in there, Brett. I like okay, well, I have spent more time than most hanging out around people's vaginas, vulvas. But vaginas were really important. And then babies came out. And that was fun. I just had a lot of time with them. You spit out your coffee with coffee comment. Wait, what did Mary say? That was so funny. Not repeating that out loud. Mary, you're on a timeout. How dare you? Don't want to cough. What did Gina say? Veruki says what? The Vatican comment. Oh. Who became a member? Welcome, Chelsea Leonard. Welcome to Farrell. You should use the Swifty icon. It bothers Mary deeply. So, no spot. Your adult's face. Your adult says when you walk by the face. Sorry, Tracy. Sorry about talking about vaginas with your son nearby. The Vatican vagina. How do I brand that? What am I gonna make? The Vatican. Okay, wait. Wait, everybody shut up. Let's be serious really quickly. Is it the Vatican vagina or the vagina Vatican? I'm not saying I'm gonna nickname, but also TM. Trademark that. I trademark that. What am I doing for Christmas and New Year? Jeez. Do I enjoy it? I enjoy it deeply. I love Christmas. It's my favorite. New Year's is kind of a bummer. And then I have to New Year, New Me pretty aggressively again. You walked into the weirdest life. We're discussing my Vatican vagina. So they have a special chair for the new pope. I cannot finish that sentence. I just can't. Um, I just can't. Oh, probably. So, okay, it doesn't bother me that they were checking the pope to see that he actually has, like, a penis and testicles, because when I joined the army, they visually verified my Vatican and that I had a butthole, which I don't have because 'cause I've never pooped. Yeah, right? The female tried to disguise as a pope. Joan of Arc really ruined a lot of things for us, to be honest. It's not an alien, that's Swifty. Um, but yeah, like I mean, it's not just being Pope. Sometimes it's just being a soldier in the army trying to speak Chinese where they're like, we want to see it. We want to see all of it. And then you just like let them. I really hope that was a standard. I feel like I feel like a lot of people went through that. Yeah. Also, you have to strip down to your underwear, bra and panties, and you have to perform activities. And one of them is duck walk, like squat down and then you duck walk. It's very intentional rolling of your feet really close to the ground in your bra and underwear while they observe you and write things down. They split the men and the women. So I imagine the men are also in their panties doing the same thing. But yeah, that's part of joining the military. That's it before you're even in the military. That's when you're asking if you can go serve your country. They're like, "Do you have a butthole?" And you're like, "Yeah, but it's a secret." And they're like, "Mm, it's not a secret. We need to look at it." Why? I don't know. They don't like give you reasons. It's the military. It's the task you need to do. That's the information you get. There's no why. Luckily, they don't issue your panties and you can purchase your own, but they have to be white unless you're black. And then they can be black or white, but white girls can't wear black panties. And I'm not really sure. I think if you're like Mexican, you can also have black panties, but white girls don't get to have any different colored panties. This is like when you're in basic training or you're doing like officer school or if you're doing NCO school, that's when they care about your underwear. Otherwise, you can just wear whatever underwear. There's no like underwear spot checks. Most of the dudes that I deployed with didn't wear underwear. Um, so like they're not absolutely required, it turns out. Um, to prove you can defend your country, like yeah, 100%. Um, They just wanna see if you'll follow directions. I think they're checking for, like, scoliosis and movement for the duck walk portion, because they also did literally check us for scoliosis, so they're checking your mobility and see if there's any. They also test your hearing, but it's at, like, 3 in the morning and you don't really sleep the night before, so I kept falling asleep and I was like, "Hope I'm not deaf." How do I know what? Ami mommy? Yeah, you don't get to ask questions in the military. About 30 years ago, many schools taught phonetic spelling. So a whole lot of oh, how do I know that? They told me. Yeah. You don't have a we didn't have the internet, so there was just a lot of talking, and the dudes often forgot I was there, and so they would just talk about whether or not they were wearing panties. So, um sorry. I thought I got a text message, and that would have been better than talking to you idiots, but no one's texting me. You had scoliosis checks in junior high? I remember getting scoliosis checks too. Panty races. Hey, Calvin.
Can I have some leftover steak?
The stuff that's in the baggie?
Yeah. That's leftover steak?
Yes. What are you referencing?
The steak we had last night.
Right. Is it the baggie of steak?
Is that
Bring me what you would like. Commando. I just not wearing oh, I'm sorry, Ami. I won't say panties anymore because it offends you. I won't talk about panties. You got Discord downloaded. What's the link again? Oh, yeah. Can somebody drop a link? A little quick little panty link? A bag of steak. I just had a few pieces of mine left over. Is that the word commando came from? That makes sense, to be honest. But like, it's just ugh. I needed an extra layer. It was so sweaty there. So thank you, Mary. Like it would saturate your clothes. And then,
this?
oh, I don't know if that's, let me see. I don't know if that's from last night, to be honest. Go ask dad if that's last night's steak that he put away, but I know my steak is in a baggie because I was quite lazy. Why does Discord make me have panic attacks? You're not good at emotional regulation. Right, mystery field. Like, I don't know. Good afternoon, Amber. Why are we being so formal? Stop being weird. I'm sorry that Discord makes you have panic attacks. Do you have the pings going off? Because that bothers me so much. At least we know you're a human. Wait, I don't think a burly 200 pounds manly man in a white panty would be scary in the right way.
We were all on steak.
Okay, I had some left over. It's in a baggie. I think like the third shelf down toward the front. But if you can't find it,
I think I saw it.
Mhm.
Can I have that?
Could you bring it to me and I'll verify if that is actual food you could eat? I need to clean out my fridge pretty bad, it turns out. Yeah, you can turn off the sound. I read that was why does Discord make me have panties? It's not a requirement. I just think it's preferred. Oh, also when we were over there, so like we would sweat through everything. And then when it would dry, our salt deposits. You have to come closer. I want to look at it. I want to see it with my face. Yeah. Love you. For the mystery food, you aren't a perfect YouTuber. I am a perfect YouTuber. Shut up, Kayla. Your husband retired from the army 6 years ago and still owns some khaki colored underwear. Khaki? How come he didn't have to wear white? Wait, what race is he? Khaki colored. Middle Eastern? Also, in case you're curious, thongs are not authorized. You had to have like full coverage when you were going through basic training or the other things. Because also you have to roll all of your clothes to be 6 inches, which is as long as a dollar bill, if you're curious. Shouldn't that be peach colored? I don't think Middle Eastern is particularly peach colored. um, wait, have you tried a salad or starter that has been knocked over in the fridge for a week? Oh, that's gonna be fun. Thongs on your feet here. Oh, flippy floppies. I thought you were making like a pervert foot joke. No, peach for white people. Nope, white. You get white. Like you would think that we would be allowed to have beige bras, but no. Um, it's been a while, but like maybe they did broaden their colors. Like maybe they were like, oh, you're kind of khaki colored. Oh yeah, the greatest brown boxer underwear. That's right. That's not authorized. but, like, you'd have to roll them a certain way, and your shirts, your underwear, your socks, and everything like that. I say flip-flops too. In Hawaii, they are slippers. It's the best. But yeah, I genuinely, when I sat down to start this live stream, I was like, sure, there will be some panty talk, but I didn't think it was gonna be like 90%. And all it was is because somebody asked me to stop saying panties, and I can't. Fishy, hi. I feel like I haven't seen you in a long time. I put my leftovers in baggies. Yep. I just F it. Could you wear any underwear or did you have to buy it from the army? Sorry, I'm so nosy. So there are only a few times where you were regulated to certain things. One is basic training, and you had to buy your own underwear. Yeah, you had to buy your own underwear and your own sports bras. You weren't allowed to wear a regular bra. You had to have sports bras. And they told you what color and type they could be. White for me. And briefs, right? Like panties, not anything else. And then that was the only time that they were like, this is what you have to have underwear wise. I do actually, Anna, I know lots about Tudor underwear. They didn't wear them. um, so welcome back. Oh, we're gonna call him Poet Sloth. That's Sean. Um, Started buying only beige undies years ago, so I didn't accidentally wear navy blue under light tan pants, right? Um, he was issued, yeah, the men got issued more. The women were given more because, like, it's a little bit harder to issue a bra because our, like, boobs are weird and different, and they were about to go and stockpile, okay, this cup size with this band size with this, like, they just weren't about it. Um, so we were able, this was 20-ish years ago. So we, hey Ellen, we're talking about panties. So we were given the opportunity to purchase our own. Maybe they changed it. Maybe they have like actual bra size. And then one of the girls that I was in basic training with, she had, you being nosy? You're being nosy. This is my stupid husband. She had double G breasts. She was not large. Like she was structurally, I'm not sure how she stayed upright often. But she had naturally extremely huge breasts. She just did. And she would wear 2 sports bras, and finally she had to go to the drill sergeant and beg, and she's like, "Listen, you have to let me access my civilian clothes that's locked up." She's like, "I need one of the underwire bras to also go. There's just too much running and activities. I need more support." And they like went through and they were like, "Yes, of course you can." And so she was able to do that. You've been searching the right bra since the mastectomy. Did you get like reconstruction done or just mastectomy, like mastectomy? I feel like a bralette would be comfortable because you don't need a ton of support, but it would still look really pretty and feminine. Especially like really lacy. Yeah, I do actually. I got implants after all my kids weaned, but I do want to get them removed. Single mastectomy. Oh, yeah, that's got to be a huge pain in the ass. Immediate reconstruction. Do love that for you because that I feel like that would be a really awkward transitional phase, but it's got to be weird. Did I get, yeah, well after the army. I got them. How did she run? She ran actually kind of well. I was proud of her after she got the third bra. Uh, Raver says, "Iowa girl, I'm sorry, mastectomy is hard enough. You shouldn't have such a hard time finding a decent bra afterwards." I agree. One is now perking, the other sliding towards my knees. That's my favorite thing, Iowa. I'm sorry. It's funny. So what you need is like to roll the other boob up and stuff it in your bra. Hi, babe.
Hi.
Okay, bye. It bothers me you remember the name of my big-breasted friend from 20 years ago. He did remember her name. Um, but okay, Iowa. Why did you opt okay, was it an option to have a double mastectomy even though there was only cancer in one, or are they like, "No, your second boob is thriving, leave it alone," or because I feel like I'd be like, take both. If there's cancer in one and you're gonna remove my entire boob, take off both, right?" Hi, Mark, can we see your panties? I'll do the whole pull-up thing, you'll really enjoy it, it'll be great. Because I feel like I would panic and be like, "Take both. Pull both boobs off." That would be best for me. I don't know if it would help, but get a bra to fit one boob and then get a sports bra with cups to wear over the bra. Your effed up says open heart surgery, and that combo works for me. I'm trying to picture it. That sounds miserable, Kat. I'm trying to picture it. That doesn't sound like it's comfortable. No, they only wanted to take one. No data that taking the non-cancer one is better, but is it worse? I feel like I don't know. I think I would be so this probably isn't supportive. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be not supportive to you. I really am not. I'm just thinking my thoughts out loud. So I do apologize if this is unsupportive, but I think I would because knowing me, I'd be so anxious. My anxiety would be so overwhelming about my other breast that I would be it would be a completely different cancer than the other boob. I don't think I'm mentally healthy enough to not spiral on that, to be honest. I feel like double would take longer, and the longer you're under anesthesia, the more dangerous it is. I think it's negligible though. Like I don't how long does it take Iowa? How long were you under? Also, if you would like us to stop hyper focusing on your uh mastectomy, I'm happy to start talking about boobs again. Okay, so then maybe it would be a 16-hour surgery. It can't be because like maybe it adds a couple hours, but I doubt it would double the surgery, but that is a long time to be under. But there is a lot of, like, blood vessels, and then it's an actual implantation job. That's a lot. Oh, of course, I do care, Iowa. I care about you quite a bit. Um, yeah, I'm really focused on that. Sorry. Cancer in one boob, had both removed without any hassle from anyone. You were under 9 hours post-surgery. Thank you, Ellen. Look at you coming in clutch with the info. You and your medical advisor can decide for bilateral if the risk for more cancer is strong. That's super interesting. That is a long surgery time, sweetie. I I don't know when I'm gonna get mine removed. Hopefully soonish. I have to research it, but I just tired of it. Like I feel like it's leaking toxins into my body and I'm dying slowly. That's fun. That has nothing to do with my mental health. I don't think I need to address that. Um, yeah, I'm bad at it too. Plus, when I get a mammogram, they like smush the implants out, and that's upsetting. Gross. It's not. I'm having my implants removed. I don't know when. Eventually, because also I don't want to be buried with them in, but I don't want. It's okay. This is what it really is, and I know it's insane. But I don't wanna die and then have somebody have to cut me open to pull out my implants before I get decomposed. I want it done prior because I genuinely have a huge fear about people messing with my dead corpse. And I feel like it would be hard to get somebody to agree to remove my breast implants because I do think morticians can do it. Um, I think it would be hard to be like, "Listen, can we get you for the limited purpose of only moving the breast implants, but no other body prep?" I don't wanna be embalmed. I don't need you shoving things under my eyelids so my eyes don't appear sunken in. I don't want you pinning my jaw shut, and I don't want the obligatory butt plug. That's why I won't give my body to science. I don't want to. No, I don't have a contraceptive implant. Jesus can tell me when I'm done having babies, and that day was when we made Mark get a vasectomy. Morticians sell the implants wholesale. That is very upsetting, Mary, and I am going to pretend you're lying to me because that'd be terrible. Oh, sorry, Anna. Yes, breast implants, booby balloons. Oh, your back's gotta be terrible. You need that on a shirt. What? Your mom was cremating, so I'm assumed they removed her implants before. Yeah, they would take her implants out before, but they leave like things like hip replacements in and then like dig them out of the ashes because you get chunky ashes, right? You don't get soft ashes. So they pull those out and set them to the side, and then they use I think they call it a cremator, not like a not the oven, but it's like a pulsing thing where they grind down the chunks so that you get non-identifiable powders. You thought implants can expire and need to be removed? Maybe, but it's a significant amount of time. And I got mine placed when I was 35. I'm just gonna get them out, it doesn't matter. You were told 10 years? Ugh. How's Chelsea? Let us know if that works. Um, I wonder if they take out hearing aids. I'm sure they take out like hearing aids and stuff like that. Topic rewind. When Commando was mentioned, you thought of your grandma. Of course. Your uncle couldn't find the panty she had selected to be married as a went Commando. Oh, I would not want to go. Well, I'm going to be naked. So I guess I do want to go Commando, but like I really genuinely, if I had to wear one outfit for the rest of my life, it would be pajamas. But if I had to wear one fancy outfit for the rest of my life, I would prefer panties. That'd be great. Minus silicone, thought that makes a difference. I don't know. Lover talks, but that was a deviation, major deviation from Vatican's to booby expander. You think that everyone's very commando? No, I think we get full outfits. Do you guys ever see the guy? He is a mortician and he's very um he doesn't have a lot of like he's a very what is it called? Hold on. It's not affiliation. I don't think affection. No, affect. He has a very blank affect when he reads things, but he is a mortician and the post is up here and he'll read it like the question and then answer the camera and he'll be like, "What do you do with the hip implant like hip replacements?" And you go, "Okay." So a lot of people are, and then he explains it and stuff like that. Flat affect. Thank you, Gina. But he answered one that I'm not going to touch on. But he answers some where you're like really upset and curious and stuff like that. That would be a good shirt, Raver. Um, but I like him a lot and he answers a lot of the different things. But it would be like, um, would you put a special bra on mom? And he'll be like, "Yes, I would do that." He is so good. I like him so much, but he's like, "Yeah, you bring the clothes and I am happy to dress them in it and stuff like that." But underwear on. No, not naked. I want to be naked. Yes, in almost all Western funerals and in most places around the world today, people are buried wearing underwear. Nice. Could you imagine having like a really uncomfortable underwear bra on for eternity? Bummer. Yay, yes, I was cured, very early stage. Um, I'm very proud. I'm very grateful that you're still with us, Iowa, and that you're doing well. Um, For those for people wondering if people get buried naked, have you's never been to a funeral before? I'm gonna be buried naked. I'm gonna be wrapped in, like, essentially cheesecloth. Has anyone remember the series 6 Feet Under? I never actually watched it. Um, I was I'm so sorry. I have throat congestion. Um, barely any. I was really, really, really scared about death for so long that I couldn't consume any content. And the only reason I got moved into I binged a ton of content, read the books, and planned my funeral while sobbing was Kat Doherty. That's who made me be like, okay, Ask a Mortician is her name on YouTube. And that's who I was like, okay, maybe if I familiarize myself with different things, I'll be less scared of it. Um, you want to wear a bra 24/7 per my plastic surgeon? Your plastic surgeon's a hack. Free the boobies. It was all like Dexter was in it. I love that. You had your husband in his shirt, tie, and suit. And okay, here's what I think. He probably was wearing underwear, an undershirt, and socks and shoes. Gene, ever because you're buried in shoes, and you should wear if you're a man because he's probably didn't wear heels. No judgment if you did, Gene. But you would wear your socks and your shoes. But they are Ellen, and I bet they're fantastic. Um, okay, but do you see the body in the coffin before the burial? Not everyone has open coffins, over here, Raver. A lot are closed caskets, and a lot of people over here are actually cremated, so there's not really a viewing. The viewings I've been to have just been Catholic viewings. I don't think I've been to a I haven't been to a funeral that was not Catholic that did not have a viewing. So so I think it's a lot more rare for us to see our dead over in America. And we've become a lot more detached from our dead. Methodists do viewings? Okay. I guess I don't know any Methodists. Suck it, Methodists. Um, oh, you were trying to connect your husbands? Gross. Banned forever. Um, and you put on a hat you wore to the races with them. That's very cute, Jean. I don't want a viewing. No, I don't think we do a good job with that whatsoever. So, open casket unless the body is mangled. Where are you at, Auntie? Um, I just think we're really, really separated from death quite a bit. That I think we're gonna become even more detached, to be honest. You went to one funeral that didn't have a viewing, and it was very unusual and upsetting that the people couldn't see her before she was buried. Um, Here I find people find it more upsetting to see them because they look terrible. Like, I talked to who did I talk to about viewing my oh, no, 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 it was my really good friend. Her sister just died, and she was talking about how she had to, watch a lot of old videos and look at a lot of pictures to replace the image she had in her brain with, with happier times, better times, and then when my uncle passed this summer and I went and saw him, I had to look at a lot of pictures of him in life to erase what he looked like at the viewing because it was so not good. He didn't look like him. I do know one, Mary. I meant one that died. I'm sorry. You're still alive, so not can't check off that box yet. Your husband's family has the person buried 24 hours, no embalming, no viewing, closed casket ceremony. Jewish? Are you Jewish? Is your husband Jewish? I should say. I think Jewish or Muslim does that. Who does that? Sorry, Joni, is it too morbid? Yeah, Sanders, I could see that. It's so uncomfortable. So it's like, I don't know. We asked them to get my mom's mascara on her eyelids a little because mom always seemed to do that. Brat. That is so cute. And I love that so much. Free Will Baptist do Valley. Are there okay, wait, hold on. Is there a Free Will Baptist and then regular Baptist? Is there a Free Will Baptist? Feels like Baptist would be the furthest from a free will. They seem so strict to me. Like, I look at Baptists and I'm like, "Oh, yikes. You guys are scary." Like, at least I'm Catholic. We're way more casual about our religion. That's what they call us. They call me old casual Catholic Vatican vagina. Mom and dad were both open casket. Your husband's dad, mom, and brother were cremated. Yeah, most of my family gets cremated. I'm not. I'm gonna get composted and then hopefully distributed into a national forest. And I would like that. There are like 150 different kinds of Baptists. There are so many Baptist church near me, so many. It's hilarious. This turned way too serious. Vatican vagina, save us. We need to be okay with death, all right? You really want to be buried in a tree pot thing. Shout out to Sunflower, who's currently growing her tree. But I figured maybe the kids wouldn't want me to have to keep a tree alive too. I am worried about the tree being chopped down. I just have you taxidermied. Gross. Um, you're only 10 when your mom passed. I'm sorry, clicker. And you still have open casket burn in my brain. Yeah, that's really hard for kids to deal with too. Um, oh, Raver, when you said my granddad, my first death, I read it as like his first death. And I was just like, can we explore that topic a little bit more, please? Around here, we have different sects of Mennonite and Amish, and I genuinely don't know what the difference is. Like, I get that there is a difference, but they seem so same but different, which is probably how almost everybody looks at like Catholics and what's Catholic light again? It's not the Methodist. Episcopalian, which I kind of wish I was Episcopalian because that is way more fun to say than Catholic. Episcopalian. Doesn't that just it's delightful. I would have switched. If they were like, "Hey, Episcopalian," and I would be like, "Yeah, I would love to say that some more." Mennonite is Amish light, which is so funny, much more current world. Um, and the Amish are much more old world, and it's so weird to me because Amish, I feel like, also blend into new world, so they're like, don't they ever just think, "Yeah, this would be way better, way easier," and I get that they have their Rumspringer and then choose to go back, but, like, that also seems horrible because, like, who wouldn't choose to go back to the only thing that they've ever known? Pescatarian? No, that's somebody who only eats fish, Anna. Episcopalian is like a very, a cute little version of Catholic. Old regular Baptist sister. We had, and I feel like it was a very small thing. What were they called? Baptists, they were called Brennanites. Did you guys ever have Brennanites where you were? Is, Robin Hawkins, are you still in here, Robin? Um, the Hooterites? I don't know who that is. That's a different cult. Wait, the Brennanites are a different cult? Robin, you're from Wairika, right? Sorry, doxed you a little bit. Brethren Mennonite. No, I feel like we called them. How do you get into Discord? There will be a link. Do you remember the Brennanites that were like, I feel like they were in Weed. They were also in Wairika. There was a church called the Brennanites, and like they're super, super strict. Do you remember? Are they there? Do you know what I'm talking about? Also, is that one school still there? The one that's like the Church of Christ, but it was like it's kind of near where hold on. I gotta think of where things are. You do? It's a cult? They were crazy strict. We had a Christian school that had like 6 kids in it. And it was like it wasn't the Church of Latter-day Saints. Those are the Mormons. Um, but, like, it looked like they were in prison because it was kind of off to the side of a street, and their entire parking lot thing was just, like, fenced in. It was really, really small. The No, I think it's Brennanites. Nope. Google's like, "You made that up." I swear there was one in the town that I grew up in. See, Robin remembers them, but she hasn't seen them in a while. Yeah, it's been 20 years. You think they're in Saskatchewan too? The members of the Bible Christian Church were sometimes known as the Bryanites after their founders. The church made extensive use of female preachers. I do not feel like that was our people. They were like crazy. Oh, hey, Stephen. Um, the Phenamites, those are very popular. We had a Mennonite church just down from my house, and they were simply 2 steps from being Amish, right? It's so funny where they're like, I love it when religion splits hairs like that too, where you're just like so close to being the same, but like I'm allowed to show this much hair, but nobody else could, kind of thing. Hi, Indy. How are you, honey? I feel like I haven't seen you in a hot minute. Topic shift. I wonder if the takeover of the Vatican would be accepted if you're the bride of London's corpse. We will make it be acceptable. It's fine. You think you lost people at the I See Dead People topic? People can come in and come out. We follow like I never know where this is gonna go when we talk. We talked a lot about panties, and now we're talking about dead people. Also dead people's panties. It all folds in together. Um, Possibilians. I don't know. Also, Robin, is there snow? Is there gonna be snow when I go out there in January? I hope there's gonna be snow. But also, I need the pass to be clear so I can drive down from the airport. That would be really nice. You're here for dead people and cults. It's gonna be good. I love cults. It's a good time. Sorry, genuine culture shock. Didn't think they happened anymore. That what happened anymore, sweetheart? Religion causes so much trouble here in Northern Ireland. I bet, my love. Wait, you're in Northern Ireland. Raver, are you in Southern Ireland? And Jean, are you somebody text me? When am I going in January? I'm not exactly sure, Iowa. I am going for my friend's oh, okay. I am going for my friend's celebration of life, and all I know is that it will be after the new year. That's the information I have. Today, we start with today's cup of coffee and the last video, right? Look at all the things we came through. You're in the Republic. And she's just outside of Belfast. Like, I don't really know where Belfast is in it. The Brahmites. I might be crazy. I really feel like it was just a tiny cult of really crazy people called the Brennanites, but am I remembering it right? I don't know. Small Town Riot. You went last May to where? You've been watching all my videos. Oh, thanks, babe. You saw your 2025 report. Now it's number 2. Who was number 1? My number 1 was Mr. Snowflake. So that's good. Thank you, Amy. I'm not your number 1 and number 2. Amy, you suck. It sounds like a Jim Jones kind of thing. It was small and intense. How do you find YouTube numbers? There's like a YouTube rewinds thing when you log into your YouTube app. Mine popped up. I'm your number 50. It doesn't go to 50. It just went to 5. Number 2, escape to rural France. Oh, that would be cute. I would love like a rural French, like really fancy but cute cottage. Thank you, Renee. You were thinking about asking your sister in Western New York if you can fly our son up there for Christmas. I think that would be really fun. Your number one was a true crime channel? I love true crime. The Irish Ferals should hang out and high five each other. It pops up like it showed yours was Grizzly True Crime. I don't think I have seen Grizzly True Crime. Um, and then it broke down like what you were interested in, like the first third, the middle third, and the last third of the year. And I found that to be really interesting. The first third of my year, it was like a lot of travel content. The middle was finance content, and the end was like girl world. Do you have to use the app to get the breakdown? I genuinely don't know the answer to that because I only use the app. Mine was my channel. You're in the top 2%, 1%. Oh, what was your name? Moody MUK. I don't know who you are, but thanks. I don't know her. How's Penny? She good? Yay! Hi, Sherry. I was actually wrapping up. It's like an hour and a half. Don't call me a cow. You're a cow. Also, we don't call people cows enough as an insult. We should do that more often. Oh, the Verizon texted me. My bill's ready. Thanks, Verizon. I can't believe true crime didn't make your top 5. I can't believe that either. Maybe did you sprinkle it out to too many true crimes? Your middle was cleaning channels. I could see that. I think mine did have a lot of cleaning channels in there. Um, in the middle, and then I stopped watching that so much. Can I be an Irish Feral? No. Your ancestors were famous Molly Maguires. Maguire. That word sounds insane. I'm saying it terrible. Cow isn't really an insult. Okay, you cow. I don't know who sent the feral shirts. You guys, who sent me the feral shirts? Um, but I would love it if you were, Cat. I will definitely go back and watch it from the beginning. You're so happy for the shout out. Wait, Sherry, what? Also, did I follow the Idaho 4 case? I didn't. I didn't. I had a really hard time because one was a part of a set of triplets, and for some reason that got me and I couldn't follow it. Oh, hi, Sherry. I was like, wait, what did I say about you earlier? You watched 226 channels in 2025. I love that. Um, I'm losing to France because they are daily videos, short but daily. That's okay. Um, I don't I don't require that I'm your number one channel, but I should. Oh, that should be a requirement. Then I like kill everybody who doesn't. That would be fun. Bye, Iowa girl. Thanks for talking about your boobs so much. You think your daughter who lives at home was a bit worried when she'd seen mine? Was it a lot of murders? Um, and thank you for being honest, Iowa. We don't know if she was being honest. She could have made that whole thing up. She could have had 3 boobs, 1 removed, and still has 2 very standard boobs. Standard boob girl. That's what we're gonna call her. Of course I am, Lexi. Hi, Potato. Thank you, Mary, for not missing my videos. You still don't know? It's in the app. Yeah, I think you have to get the app. I had a hard time with the Idaho 4 because your son is 19. It's like sometimes they just get you where you just cannot. Like, I can't do almost any child one. Almost any. I have a really hard time. Um, but oh, shut up. Okay, everybody shut up. Okay. Um, I was in my restroom for reasons, and my husband comes and he's like, "Hey, the fire and police are over at our neighbors across the street." Now, the neighbors across the street is a young couple. They have a baby and a toddler, right? And so I was like, "Oh my God." And then I was like, I'm not wearing a bra or anything. I will be right out there. Um, and so I was like, okay. And then my daughter comes, she goes, "Mom, the fire truck and the police, they're here." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And so I grabbed a cover, like a sweater. I think this, and I put it on. Oh, also I want to wear it. And so like I run out there because her family and them, they live nearby, but, like, not really close enough. Like, what if she needed to accompany what if something happened, right? And I ran over there, and it was just a freaking parade, and they had the Grinch on the fire truck, and I was like, "You I thought one of you was murdered." And her husband's like, thought I finally snapped and murdered her. I was like, "I've been preparing this my whole life. I will be so good on the stand. I will be such a good witness. Like, this is all I need." He's like, um, but no, they're all alive. And they're like, "You're such a good neighbor." I was like, "I was just being nosy." Like, yeah, I'll come help, but tell me everything. I want to know everything that happens. The Shannon Watts case does really get me too. That one's hard. Do I feral merge? Steven, I keep trying and I cannot get the system to link correctly to actually sell it. Like I made Amy help me, and by help I mean do. I made her do some Leroy things that would have been really good stickers and things like that, but I cannot get it to link up to sell. So no. Long story short, no. Mom. You just watched the recap of Karen it was so crazy, I can't recall. And did we talk about this in the last live? Yeah, we talked about it in the last live where I was like, I'm actively rooting for the current guy who was on trial for murdering his wife. And because it's the same police and Proctor, former state trooper Proctor was one of the guys in it. So I was like, oh no, I'm I'm team Brian Walsh. And then like his Google searches came out and I was like, that is a bad man. That is a bad man, and he did it, allegedly. Innocent until proven guilty, guys. I know we need a feral shirt. I just can't. Indy, shut up. You're blocked and dumb. And a cow. Yeah, brainwash sucks. Oh my God. Like I knew nothing about it. And then I started the trial. I was like, oh, I'm on the wrong side. I'm on the wrong team. I'm not rooting for you anymore. I have. Yep, Brett, I have. Yuck. Proctor will be called. His name when entered. That would be so good. I am pure evil. I am the worst. All right, you nerdlets, my tiny little nerdlets of joy. Um, I was going to start cleaning out my closets today, but I had like the 2 seconds of sleep, and so unmotivated. Instead, I did some of my mentorship that I'm doing to become a much better, more gooder YouTuber, and that was fun. And I think what I'm going to end up doing is starting the closet footage tomorrow. It is going to be it's going to be longer than a 1 day funtivity for sure. But I will have a vlog out for you tomorrow as well because I am going to try to maintain the posting every single day. Members, you're not really getting member content because it is Vlogmas. So if you want to cancel your membership for the month, I agree. Um, So there won't be an extra video for the sweet potatoes out because I'm vlogging every single day, and I just can't imagine that I'll do 2 interesting things in 1 day. Fix the merch situation. I'm trying, Steven. I'm not trying. I'm putting 0 effort into it, Steven. But I lied so that we would all feel good in the moment. Um, so I might start my closet, but you guys might end up seeing me clean my room and putting on the new comforter and things like that. No, not Procter Gamble. His name is Trooper Proctor, and he used the C word. Nobody likes the C word. I love the C word. It's fine. Um, so that is kind of what the plan is. I also have some ideas to go to. Jekyll Island has a drive-through Christmas light show, and then they have like a really fancy house that they decorate. I might show you guys that. The nighttime visual of Christmas decor, I was going to pair with me making dinner for you guys that I eat. You guys don't get to eat it, which is good for you. So I think I'm going to do a cooking video and show my nighttime decor, my decor at night, not my nighttime decor. Oh my God, you guys don't get to see that. Shut up. Um, could you imagine? Different platform. So Christmas decor at night with a Christmas thing. The drive-through Christmas lights slash Jekyll Island thing might be interesting. I don't know. I feel like we should be a raccoon too, a raccoon slash possum. Raccoon being a best friend with the possum. Um, the fact that you're watching this live without knowing the beginning is giving you anxiety. It's panties. We talked about panties. You're fine. Um, get a rug for your decor. Yes, maybe we'll go on an outing and not get distracted and get a rug and a heavier based vase. Some cleaning challenge videos in 2026. Challenge your viewers to clean the room areas that you are doing. That's a really good idea, Shelly. I'll write footage. Steven. Um, St. Augustine Night of Lights is amazing. Mary, I'm gonna look that up. Is it a one-time thing? Because I'm pretty close to it. Also, maybe in January, we have to drive to Tampa to go to the bank. I think I can get that done in January, but that's not Vlogmas. Let me know if you guys have other ideas. Like, I also want to do a Christmas treats baking thing because there's one treat I want to make really badly. And I didn't get to show you guys my pumpkin log dessert. Nonstop goes into January. No, oh, you're answering, not telling. I'm sorry, Mary. I got confused. Um, that is really interesting because I only think I'm a couple hours from St. Augustine. You live in the Tampa area? Sherry, go to the bank for me and yell at them. So thank you so much, Marcy. I love it so much too. You need an update. Yes, we will be getting an update because I will be going in because they resolved parts of it, but they resolved it incorrectly. And there's just literally no way for me to get it resolved without a face to face thing. Like there just isn't a way. Savannah does have some cool Christmas stuff. Um, you shop in Jacksonville, you're basically there. I know, right? Jacksonville's huge though. Ugh, it takes forever to get the other side. Um, does anybody else have any other ideas? The decor at nighttime, Steven. Um, she said log. Clicker. So yeah, I think that's a general idea. Really, it is? Okay, I'm gonna Google St. Augustine for the Nights of Lights and figure that out. I really like that idea. Okay. Thank you, Mary, for your one useful idea. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I love you, Mary. Thank you for being my personal assistant. Oh, Yule logs. We don't really have the greenage for it. Uh, Thank you, Shelly. I appreciate that so much, sweethearts. All right. If you're not in the Discord, feel free to go in the Discord. Drop any ideas of other things that you might want to see. We'll see how that goes. Take a trolley ride in St. Augustine. Um, and you sing Christmas carols. I sing super well. Everybody knows that. So everybody's probably looking into that. You can get me on the water probably free. Nice. So I like these ideas. Everybody shut up. I am definitely not sweating. Freaking hormones. I love you guys. Okay, shut up. Leave me alone.